Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back. Sorry, I'm looking kind of rough. I'm sounding kind of rough. Had a long day today. 3 clean jobs today. It was rough. I'm tired, and I walked over 10,000 steps today, but that's cool, So that's that, and I decided because I wasn't thinking clearly to make beef and barley soup from scratch for dinner tonight. Thank God I have an Instant Pot, but I just finished eating because it took a long time for the barley to get soft enough to eat. So again, this week I still haven't improved on my lighting situation, and I have no makeup on. So I'm kind of scary, but that's okay. Here we go. I want to talk about some tips and tricks to help you out with Poshmark. I've been doing Poshmark for a little over 2 years, and let's see, gosh, this year's gone by. Like last year, it's getting close to 3 years now. So last year, not 2000, let me think now. Not this year. Yeah, last year I was determined that I was going to put an effort into it, and I did learn some things. So I'm going to pass that on to you, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing this year because I did make some changes into 2023 that have significantly improved my sales across the board. But today we're talking about Poshmark because Poshmark can be really time consuming. Okay. But let's just start at the beginning. So you're somebody and you think you want to start selling on Poshmark. Okay. So the first thing I would tell you, and you're going to hear this from everybody who gives you advice, and it doesn't matter what you start with, but we're talking about Poshmark tonight. But if you want to start selling really on any platform, start with what you have. So go through your own closet, go through your own kitchen, your kids' clothes, your pets' things, your husband, and look in your house and see what you already have that you can start with to start listing instead of going out and looking for investing money in it. Don't do that, unless you're somebody special who has some kind of a plan. But I'm talking for the rookie who's never done this before. Start with what you already have. Don't invest money in it. Okay. And just so you know, and Poshmark is not just for women's clothes. I also sell men's clothes. They sell kids clothes. They sell things for pets, like anything really that you have, chewy toys and collars and pet clothes. Some pets wear little outfits, bedding, all that kind of stuff. So and then the other thing is electronics. So I'm not really into electronics. Sorry, I'm not that knowledgeable on it. But phones, I guess, and sound systems and remotes or TV. I don't know. I'm just pulling things out of the sky. And then one of the things that I sell actually more on Poshmark than any other thing that I sell in there is hard goods and collectibles, housewares. So this will probably go under. I'm not going to sell her because she's broken. She's missing a feather. I don't know. Maybe I should sell her. She's really old and she's collectible and she was handmade. But I don't think I'm going to sell her. I guess it's a her. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying, like Christmas ornaments. I've done very well with Christmas ornaments, collectible like depression glass and figurines, and uranium glass is a really big thing right now. So you can sell anything like that too. But the catch is with Poshmark, whatever you sell, the package has to be under 5 pounds, and that includes your shipping. So if you have something that's breakable, you have to take into account the things that you're going to put in that box to keep it safe as you ship it. But yeah, start with anything. And I'm just going to touch on this a little bit here too, because you're going to hear the same thing, not just from me, but from everybody. And they say, take good pictures. And I started thinking about that. Like, what exactly do they mean by good pictures? Take good pictures is kind of vague. So I think I'm going to define it a little bit better for you. What you're seeing right now is not good pictures. The lighting is terrible. Okay. And sometimes you have to make do with what you have. So if my life was a little different, I would actually be doing this during daylight hours instead of at night, and I'd have the sun coming in and there'd probably be glare somewhere. But you know, good pictures typically don't have glare. It's usually better lighting. It's not fuzzy. But the example that I'm giving you here is that even though my lighting is not perfect, I'm still doing this, okay? And that's what I want to convey to you. You may not have perfect lighting. You may not have perfect camera, but you know what? Our phones do pretty good nowadays. But make do with what you have. So use the sun or a cloudy day, because when I first started taking pictures, I actually did it out on my deck. So it really did depend on, you know, was it warm enough to be out there? Was it shining? You know, was the sun shining? It wasn't raining that day or something like that, you know. But yeah, I did most of my photography on a sheet on my deck when I first started. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, because it's not going to be perfect. You and I probably aren't professional photographers, right? But there are ways to make it better in the beginning. So get your background. Don't have a lot of clutter behind you. So this wouldn't be good. If I wanted to sell this dress or this shirt, this would not be a good picture to sell this, okay? I would put a sheet behind it if I was using a mannequin or if I was hanging it. Something to take away all this other stuff, okay? So you want to have a minimum amount of clutter, although you could stylize. Like I know a lot of people will put a flower in the picture or maybe a pair of sunglasses, although that can be confusing because the buyer may see the sunglasses and want the sunglasses and not really be interested in the shirt, right? But there are ways to make it look different and better, you know, and there's ways you can play around with it. Like for instance, let's just say, okay, here's something. Let's just say I want to list. Oh, is he broken? He is broken. Dang it. Look, it's broke. He's got a chip on his hat. That makes me mad. Well, anyway, let's just say I want to sell this ornament. I might have a background where it looks like he's in the tree, you know, something like that. I almost cut my finger on him. Or like these little guys right here. These are stocking hangers. Make sure they're not broken. These are stocking hangers. So maybe I'll have it look like with a candle next to it or something, or have like brick behind it or something, you know, something so that helps identify what it's going to look like in somebody's house, you know, that kind of thing. But still not a lot of clutter in the background. The other thing, really, when we're talking about taking good pictures, so here's some ideas, okay? If you've got something to write on, take notes or whatever, this is the time. I'm giving you hints. Taking good pictures is taking all sides. So you get the front, you get this side, you get this side, you get this side, you get on the bottom, you get a headshot. Maybe you get a close-up of their face. Like sometimes I'll do that if it's you know, like a little figurine, they're real cute on their face. If there's a defect, like let's just say there's a little snag on my shirt, you want to get up close and so that they can see that, or there's a button missing, you want to take a picture of that, or if there's a you know, the hem is coming out, any kind of flaws that it has, stains, tears, snags, pilling, cracks, chips, etc. You want to make sure you take a picture of that. Another thing that some people do is they will take a picture, like if they have a flat lay of a shirt, they'll take a picture with the tape measure going across the top and say from the shoulder down to the hem and whatever measurements are relative to that particular item that you're selling. Same thing with things like I have a bunch of doilies that I'm selling right now, and I just took pictures of them with the tape measure going across from side to side so somebody can see how big they are. Or like this little Indian lady, I might take the tape measure and show that she's only about 3 inches, you know, so that they can see it. So taking lots of good pictures, and make sure, like if there's a maker's mark, like let's see, this one here, what does it say? Hold on, there's another old Christmas thing. It says, I think it says, I want to say it says Matrix Industries, okay? So you want to make sure that you get a picture of that up close, especially with things that are okay. So here's something, and it is okay. So this is Corningware. So I would take all the pictures. It's dirty, okay? So I'm not selling it. It's still got the tag on it and everything. It's not ready yet. I would take a picture here, all the sides, like this, right? But then I'd get a close up. Let me see if I can show you. See that there? That information right there is really important, what it says there, because there's no mark on the bottom except for what they did in the store. Something I might also take the lid off and take a picture of the inside and, all the lid and everything. So, getting as many pictures as you can, with as much detail as you can. And the reason, okay, so here's, I'm going to cough, excuse me. So the saying is, take your pictures as if you were not going to have a description, right? Your description as if you had no pictures. Okay, so you want to be very clear in both the descriptions and on your pictures, but your pictures really are going to tell a story about the item that you're selling, so that there's no questions asked, there's no misunderstandings. Another thing, like with these tags and stuff, I'm going to tell you a mistake that I made. It ended up costing me a lot of money, but I also kind of got ripped off. Okay. This person was pulling something, but I learned. Okay. So I sold this purse and it was cute. And in my title or somewhere, I said that it was leather and it was pink. Okay. And when the person who bought it from me got it, they said it's not leather. And they wanted me to give them a refund, but they didn't want to send it back. And we were kind of going like that in our conversation. I said, I will go ahead and put your request in. And when I get it back, then you'll get your refund. And they were like, but it's not what you said it was. So there was the big clue right there that this person wanted the purse, but didn't want to pay for it. So they opened a case, right? And said that they didn't receive it. Well, there's tracking information, so they did receive it, right? Long story short, they ended up going to their financial institution and putting a chargeback in. And, I refunded them, plus I had to pay the chargeback fee. But what I should have done and I didn't do is take a picture of the material tag on the inside of that purse, because that would have said for sure whether it was leather or man-made materials. And I honestly couldn't remember. So they could have actually been very correct about that. They could have been telling the truth. I don't remember. And I wish I had taken that picture because it would have made a difference. But, I think there's some people that go out there and they're looking for, people who make mistakes like that to see if they can get something for free. And she did. She ended up getting my purse and she didn't pay for it. So anyway, that's pictures. And we did talk a little bit about description. So next thing on my little list of things that we're going to talk about with Poshmark is sharing. And there's different trains of thought with that. And I kind of agree with this one train of thought, but I kind of don't. So yes, sharing is very time consuming and it is a necessary thing to do on Poshmark. You have to share. Okay. You have to share. And, it's to your advantage, honestly, to share other people's things too. And the reason why, not everybody, but some people, a good number of people, let me put it to you that way, will come back and reshare your things. Okay. And so how that works is, just think about it. Okay. So let's just say you share one of my things. Okay. Now I'm going to share for you. So when you share my things in my closet, it goes to all your people's feed. Okay. And then when I go back to share your things, then your things are going on my people's feeds. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, scratching each other's backs. You share mine, I'll share yours. And it gets more eyes on your stuff. But it is very, very time consuming. Okay. And there is a limit. It's like 10,000 shares a day you're allowed to do. So that's a lot. And I can tell you, I have never, ever in my life shared 10,000 things in one day, especially when I was doing it manually. Okay. So here's what you want to do. This is what I did. Okay. I set a timer on my phone, or a reminder on my calendar on my phone at certain times of the day, when I wanted to share them. And it's easier when you don't have as many pieces in your closet. And once you get over a certain number, it does become a little more difficult because it's time consuming, not just to do it, but for your system to go through and share all your things. So this is just personal sharing. Okay. So I would set the reminder, and then I would go in, and I did vary it. So you can sort your closet in different ways. I know some people like to keep their closet just one layout and they share it that way all the time. And I don't do that. I kind of randomize mine. So I might send out my newest things the first time or in that order. And then the next time I might do the highest price and then the lowest price and the oldest and the ones with the most likes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just changing it up. But when you go in, up in the corner on your app, you're going to see a little tool there, and you can do the bulk share, and it'll go through. You want to scroll to make sure everything's got a check next to it. Okay. And as you scroll through, it'll start going down through your list of all of your pieces in your closet, and then you hit share and they all share, and they share one at a time. It's not like when you hit share, it's they're all shared. It doesn't. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, on like that, one at a time into your feed. So if you set a goal, like if you have, let's just say you have 200 items in your closet, you may want to set a goal to share like maybe 5 to 8 times a day, depending on what your schedule is. I'm just saying hypothetically. So space it out. I mean, and it's even kind of advantageous like to share super early in the morning if you happen to be awake at that time, because there are people that are awake, and it's interesting because I'll go on early in the morning. I usually start working on my store about 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier if I get up earlier. It just depends. And I'll go on and just on a whim, I might look in somebody's show, and some of these people have pretty full shows at 6 o'clock in the morning. Plus, there's 3 hours between the East Coast and the West Coast, California, Washington, etc. There's another 3 hours out to Alaska and Hawaii, and I'm not sure how all that works as far as shipping goes, but they are part of the United States. So, there's a 6-hour difference between now of where we are and here. I'm on the East Coast in Hawaii. So if it's 8 now, what is that? It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon there. I mean, that's crazy, right? They're still at work. And we're going to be going to bed soon. I am anyway. Not too long. So, like I'm saying, and then there's people who are night owls. There might be somebody working the night shift and they're bored and they're just going through their phone, and they see something that you shared. There's a lot of people who are up at night. So you could even, if it's not inconvenient for you, I mean, I'm not telling you to get up in the middle of the night and share your stuff. Okay. I'm just saying you could do that if it crossed your mind. It's not going to hurt, but spread it out. And then, I would also like have little routines where at certain times through the day, I would go through my news feed. You click on your news and you can go over to shares and you can see who shared what item in your closet. And if you click on their closet, you could go back and share something there, 1 or 2 pieces for them. And that's how I would do that. So I didn't share other people's things as often as I did mine. And sometimes, even now, I may not be able to share as many of your things that you share of mine, because I know when some people are trying to get to their ambassador or their ambassador 2 status, they might do a lot of sharing, and it's just easier to say like click 6 things in somebody's closet and share those than to, one here in that closet, one in that closet, one in that closet, one in that closet. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll go in and I'll see that, Sally's sexy stuff or whatever, she's thrifted, a lot of my things. I'm probably only going to share 1 or 2 of hers, because I'm just not at that place anymore. I'm at a different place right now, but I do want to still go in and share. Okay, so those are the main things. They're very time consuming. These are the beginning, like starting point of getting things going on Poshmark. And now you got people looking. And the next thing that somebody likes one of your things or they put it in a bundle. You want to make sure that you do offers, and you don't want to wait on these. You try to get them out as fast as you can. And the reason why is because people are fickle. they might have looked at your thing at lunch, and by dinner time, they bought it from somebody else. You know what I mean? I know you got a life. I'm not, saying get fired from your job if it's not convenient, but I am saying do the best you can, okay? So you want to make sure that you put an offer out. Now, this is another thing to write down. There's two ways to do this. You can go from where it says in your news feed, and it says make an offer, okay? If you do it that way, you can make the offer, but you're going to have to also reduce the shipping, okay? It's a little more complicated, but we'll save you on the shipping fee. So what you're going to do is you're going to go click on their name so that you can get into their closet, okay? Then you have to go up to the three dots and click that, okay, and go to seller view or sell view. And when you click on sell view, what you'll see down underneath all their information about themselves is the things that they like from your closet. And you want to click the little basket type thing and gosh, see, I should not have eaten right before I did this. You want to click that little basket and get it into their bundle, okay? And once you get it into the bundle, you can offer them whatever percentage you want to offer it off, the percent off, but you don't have to adjust the shipping. You still can if you want to, but you don't have to. And there's a little area there that you can make a comment. So things you can say like, thanks for looking around my closet. Please let me know if you have any questions. I just wanted to let you know if you get, if you run a bundle discount on your, whatever is relative. If you have a bundle discount, let them know if you buy two or more, whatever it is, you get this amount of money off as well. Okay. So yeah, there's a way to make the comments and things like that are really important on Poshmark too, because it's really like a social media site with a side of share. So I don't know. They mix the two dynamics of social media in with reselling. So, if you can make comments, even just to, welcome somebody to Poshmark, that's going to help boost you. All right. Now I want to talk about pricing. Now, if you've started out with things in your house, you haven't really laid out any money other than what you bought it for originally, or if somebody gave it to you or whatever. Well, that's considered like a freebie. Okay. Well, before we even go there, if you want to continue on, I would say go ahead and tell your friends, your family, your coworkers what you're doing, because a lot of people don't want to be bothered with this, and they may bring you things to put into your closet. I get donations all the time because people just don't want to be bothered with it. And I will go and pick it up too, by the way. I don't make them bring it to me unless they're really far away. Then I might meet them halfway. But for the most part, I'll go and get it from them because they're being kind enough to think of me instead of taking it to the Goodwill. Because I know I have some people, they know exactly what I do. Matter of fact, it's the wife of the guy who gave me a whole bunch of clothes, and that's how I started this business. But his wife, when she wants to give stuff away, and she'll even let me know that it's there, but she takes it to Goodwill, or she'll have the Purple Heart come and pick it up, but she never gives it to me. Never. So I don't know why. I would never ask her because they're actually customers. But you see what I'm saying? Like some people will give it to you and some people won't. But a lot of people don't want to be bothered with it. Maybe she wants the write-off. I don't know. That's her business. But anyway, it's best to get something for free, right? And then the old business thing is buy low, sell high. We've heard that 100 times. And so what I do when I'm outsourcing is I want to make sure that I can get, or I would like to get, let me just say it that way. I want to try to get at least 5 times what I paid for it. So for example, if I paid $2 for this pencil, which I would never pay $2 for a pencil unless it was a very special pencil, but let's just say I paid $2 for this pencil. I want to be able to list it for at least 10. Okay. If I can't list it for 10 and everybody else has it listed for 4 and I got to pay 2, this is not a good buy for me. Okay. So you have to look at it that way. And And the reason why is because you're going to be making offers. Like the majority of the stuff that I sell, and it doesn't matter if it's Poshmark, eBay, Macari, any of the platforms, the majority of the time, it's somebody who's made me an offer, or I've made them an offer and they've accepted. So there's some kind of negotiation going on. Very, very rarely do I sell something full asking price. Very rarely. So keeping that in mind, that's what I want, because obviously you want to get the most that you can for something, but I'm going to run sales. I'm going to send offers. There's different things that I'm going to do that are going to reduce that price. And on Poshmark, if somebody makes an offer, so like I said, back, or at least break even on it. So if I've had this pencil and it's been sitting in my Poshmark closet for 2 years and it's never sold, and somebody says, I'll pay you $2 for it, I would probably take it as a yes, because it's been sitting around that long. You see what I'm saying? So I can at least recoup my money, or most of my money, on something that's not moving. Now, I would never do that if I just listed it. Okay? I would never. And most of the time, I did tell you that most of my sales are based on offers, whether I'm doing it or whether somebody else is doing it. But the majority of the time, um, most people don't give me unreasonable offers. You know, I've never really come across somebody who's done that. So, but yeah, you want to get at least 5 times what you can. And I'll tell you another thing you can do. Now, I usually do it on eBay, but you can do the same thing on Poshmark. So you want to check comps, right? So you put in there foil polka dotted pencil, right, into the search bar, right, and pull that up. Used, okay, or it's not new. And then once you get that pulled up, you can filter it and find out what's sold. And you can look that way and see how much people have been actually selling it for. Because just because, I could list this for $1,000 all day long, but if nobody's going to pay $1,000 for it, it's just going to sit there. That is not what it's worth. It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it, right? Okay. So that's what you can do. Look and see how much is sold if you're not sure. And I do it all the time, and there's a lot of people who do that. But that's an easy way to check. When you hear them saying checking comps, that's what they're doing. They're going into these different websites, and they're looking to see how much they're selling for. So that's how they know if it's a good buy or a bad buy. Let's see. I talked about a little bit about bundle discounts, but this is really you can do this right from the beginning. You don't have to meet any certain kind of criteria, but you definitely want to offer bundle discounts most of the time. Okay, most of the time. And the reason why is just like I said, like when you see somebody like something and you move it into their bundle, and then you can make a comment that yes, or I know some people are bold. I'm not like this, and plus, I don't know what people like, but I do know other people. They might have liked a shirt, and the person that has the closet might put it in there, and sometimes some people talk about even adding like a pair of leggings or a necklace or something that will go with that shirt, and making a comment that this would look really great. This outfit would look really great on you. This complements that. And just to let you know, if you get the two things together, you get 20% off and a discount on shipping or something like that, So that's how the bundles work. There is a way to entice people to buy more. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about on my list of things that will help you get started is to start making a keyword list. Okay. So, I might go through and start doing like keywords and helping people out with that, because sometimes you don't know what they mean. Like there's some Asian terminology that I don't know. I don't get that. What does it mean? Or what is granny core? And what is primitive? What is minimalist? What is, some of these terms don't make any sense to me. And then, there's some overlap too. But I would start making a keyword list and like group things together that are related. So you could do like with goth, and then Wednesday Addams, and macabre, and Stephen King, and just different things like that you could put together. Vampires and horror, and that's just an example, and put them in your keywords, like block the words together so that they're relatable. But there is some overlap. So because of the things that I sell most of the time, it's usually like granny core, farmhouse, and cottage core. Those three kind of overlap, and those are three that I use a lot. Like, I don't know if you can see what I got back here, but I got lots of chickens and figurines and all these kind of things. So the granny core and the farm core all overlap, but sometimes you don't even expect it. So I had this butter dish, and I think it was Federal glass. It was definitely depression glass. The glass was black. And right now, Wednesday is still kind of popular, and I believe this next season is going to be coming out eventually. I did, created, I guess, I put Granny Goth because it was old fashioned depression glass stuff that people collect from the depression area. And it was black, and it had this pointy like lid on it. It was really pretty. It was kind of cool, and it definitely did look goth with like had the diamond pattern and molded into it, and it was really cool. So granny goth, and I didn't have it very long either. Somebody did buy it, so maybe we'll do that and then talk about aesthetics. So I know that this is live, but if you're watching this afterwards and you've gotten this far into it and you want to talk about aesthetics, go ahead and put something down in there, especially if you want to know what a certain thing means. I can try to figure that out for you and get back to you, but I think that might be a good idea. Now, I'm going to get ready to get off of here, but I wanted to let you know that next week I will not be here at 8 o'clock, but the week after that, we're going to go back to Thursday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I hope to see you again. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great night. Bye-bye.